Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hideous Madness, the board game I'm designing. And I wanted to just do kind of like a board game design video just to kind of show anyone who's interested kind of the steps I went through to get to where I was, based on the last video that I recorded last night. For those of you who don't know, I uploaded a video of a full playthrough of the board game I'm designing, Hideous Madness. And I wanted to, in this video, show kind of the steps how I got to that point. To that prototype, and that prototype is actually right here. That's the prototype that I'm working with now, but I want to show kind of like the steps of how I got there. So I started this whole design process by wanting to do a game. I always wanted to play, because there's a lot of Cthulhu mythos games out there where you play as the investigator and you're trying to stop the great old ones from being summoned by the cultists. Like you're trying to stop Cthulhu from being summoned. You're trying to stop Azathoth and Nyarlathotep from being summoned and all. Whoops. So I wanted to do a game where you're the bad guy, because there's not that many games out there where you're the bad guy and you're trying to summon the Cthulhu monsters and defeat the investigators, or try to stop the investigators from finding you. So that's what I did, and I wanted to also, if you watch this channel regularly, you know that I play a lot of that Disney and Marvel villainous game. So that's where I started. I started by wanting to do basically a knockoff, just for myself, of the villainous game with Cthulhu-based, Cthulhu themed. So you see I have here, and you see that even here, complete the ritual by having the Necronomicon at the ritual site and vanquish 3 heroes at the ritual site. So I started with this. This is the ritual site. You got the ruins, Arkham, and Miskatonic University. I had it so that you play the Necronomicon here, and you got to move it space by space over. And for those of you who play Villainous, you can recognize some of these symbols, like the play a card symbol, gain 3 power, discard, move an item or ally, the fate symbol, activate symbol, vanquish. So you see like there's the spaces up here for the heroes to block the actions, spaces down here for you to play your cards. So you see, I basically was trying to just copy Villainous and just to have it as my own, not really looking to sell that or anything, just to have a game that I always felt like I wanted to play but never could, because it doesn't exist as far as I know. So you see, I kind of wrote out, and it started off with a doodle, like you see, Miskatonic University, Arkham. I had this as Innsmouth, but then I changed it to the ruins. From the ritual site, you got the Necronomicon here. Then I listed all the cards, and you'll see I kept a lot of these cards from this Villainous kind of design into the final, or the current design that I have now. So you see, you have the Zealots. I had deep ones, but I took them out. You got Convert, Bewitch, Curse, and then I had some other ones in here, but you see, like I have the Dagger. So I started there. I played it once, and I didn't like it. It wasn't fun. It wasn't the type of game that I was hoping that I would be playing. I found that I wasn't getting enough combat. Like I really wanted more of a combat game and more of a moving things from here to there and discovery game, kind of like a search and find game. So I threw that out. I didn't throw it away, but I moved on to a different design, one that's closer to the design I'm working with now. And so I wrote it out, and I knew I wanted more spaces, like more than just the 4 spaces in the Villainous type of game. You got your four areas there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wanted more than just those 4 areas to move around. So I designed this type of layout, where you had more areas and you had paths that you can move between the areas. And I kind of just based it off the Tree of Life. I kind of thought that, it matched kind of with the theme of being the cultist. So I did the, Kabbalah Tree of Life kind of design here. But when I even made a little board. And so, this is where the ritual site was, and that was the docks, and you can move around. But I found out this wasn't enough places to go. Wasn't enough movement, wasn't enough options. and it wasn't fun to play. So I was like, okay, I gotta do something where I have more spaces. So that's how I got to I wrote, this is basically this board here. You see, I wrote it out. I wrote all the locations out. You got the cemetery, the church, the hotel, the docks, the Arkham City Hall, the theater, university, power plant, hospital, mansion, sewers, and so on. And then I wrote down all of the effects, because I found out that when I had this board, you know, the locations I went to weren't interesting. There's really nothing to do when I got there, because I didn't have that those tokens where you got to flip them to see if the ritual token was there, or the relic token was there. I already just had 3 of them face up at the very top, but it wasn't fun going. There was no reason to go to the other spaces. It wasn't fun. So I made this, and then I made the this is where the tokens come in, where, you know, I decided, okay, every location is going to have a token. It's going to be face down, and you're going to have to search. They're going to be randomized. You're going to have to search for the relics in order to, you know, find them and then bring them to the ritual site, which is here or here. And then I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to have all these face down tokens, only very few of them are going to be relics. So I got to find out what's on the other side of all the other ones. And so I decided to make most of them items, so that, you know, it's a bonus. Like when you go to, it's not working towards the end of the game, but it's a bonus. If you find an item, then it gives you like a more like a bonus power to the game. So then I went through here and I wrote down, you know, all the items. And, you know, this is for the head, this is for one of the hands and one-handed, this is for the feet, and that's the two-handed items, Staff of Slumber, and I wrote down all the abilities. And then I finally got to the prototype, I guess, so to speak, where I'm at now, with this board, which I'm really happy with, you know, as far as prototypes go. And then, you know, I needed pieces to act as the cultists and to act as the investigators. So I went on Amazon and I found these on Amazon. I found these in like 4 colors. And I think each bag was like under $10, and it's like 50 pieces. So if you need board game pieces, you know, you can search Amazon and find these different colored meeples. And I wanted like a special meeples for like the Night Gaunt, for example. And, you know, when I was looking for meeples on Amazon, I happened to find this Meeples of Menace. And it comes with a bunch of like, so that you say I use that for the Night Gaunt, and it just comes with a bunch of different like creatures you can use to as you know, as for the game. And this is, I don't think this is like a game in itself. I actually think these are made for, oh, these are cards that I just decided not to use. But I think these are made for like Dungeons and Dragons that you can use. Like it comes with a bunch of goblins. So if you're looking for like inexpensive Dungeons and Dragons pieces, these are zombies, you can use these. And then I also, while I found that, I found this other one. It looked from the same company. So this one comes with like the heroes. You got Knight, Barbarian, Rogue, Bard, Ranger, and I got this for the 3 mages. So that, you know, once, after I do some more playtesting of my game in solo mode, I want to eventually do it, make it work cooperatively for up to 3 players. So you'll have like 3 cultists moving around this board trying to find the relics. I might increase the number of relics you gotta find. And maybe some other tweaks here and there, so these are the other meeples, and let me see if I can find, here we go, here are the mages. So you see there's a mage there, there's another little mage, get it better. So just wanted to get a whole bunch of meeples, and I'll show you how I did the cards. So I had this deck box for a while, but here are the cards. Here's the Ritual of Hideous Madness, what the game is named after, And what I did was, I had these sleeves from before. These are Dragon Shield sleeves. And I also had a bunch of note cards. So what from like college and stuff. So what I did was I took those note cards. You see the note cards? I just cut them up into the size of a like a standard Magic card. And that's just a random card that I had. So I just put it there to give it some, firmness. So it's firm like a normal card. Then I put it in here. It's basically, it has the feel and size of a normal card, and you can shuffle it easy. When they're sleeved like this, they're easy to shuffle. They have all going to have that standard size. So that's how I made the cards. And then with the tokens, and by the way, this cultist figure is a Dungeons and Dragons miniature that I already had, and I thought it was perfect for this game. Because you got the floating book there, that's like the Necronomicon. You got this green stuff there that reminds me of Cthulhu, and the green meeples I use as cultists, so it just worked out. If you want to get him, he is Cruel Conjurer, 24 out of 51. 2015 WizKids, if you want that one. So that just worked out that I had that. I also had this dice here to count the power. But these tokens that I use, for the different items and for the relics, and everything, like that's the revolver, the relics, it's just cut up cardboard. Like I had this piece of cardboard here, and I just cut out, a bunch of circles. I was sitting there for like maybe a half hour to an hour just cutting. I must have cut like 40 to 50 circles. And then I just used a pencil to draw on them. So that's the red herring symbol, which is supposed to be like a magnifying glass with a pentacle in it, or pentagram in it. But, looking at it now, it kind of looks like a magic wand, like a little magic wand or something. But, it's supposed to be a magnifying glass with a pentagram in it. Anyways, so that was kind of the evolution of the design of this game I'm making. And so, I'm sure I'm going to be making more changes as time goes on. But I thought it was ready enough to do a video playthrough on it and to kind of show you where I'm at now, because the game is finally fun to play. That's the thing. With all those other versions, it wasn't fun yet. But now it's finally fun to play. You have a lot of interesting decisions to make every turn. The pace is fast, and you come back to your turn, and the AI is simple and fast and easy. And there's no dice, which I'm kind of proud about. Because they always say, like, when you're designing a board game, you kind of want to keep the randomness down, and drawing cards and everything is already one of the random mechanics. So I try to keep out dice so that I didn't have that random mechanic in here. Anyway, so that is it for this video. The next video, I'm going to do an unboxing of a kit that I bought for board game design. It is the board game design starter kit. I just got in the mail after doing all this work. But I want to see if I can use stuff from there. And I also got this board game design starter kit upgrade pack. So I'll do an unboxing of those in the next video, and maybe we'll use some of that stuff in there to kind of spice up this prototype that I have going. But anyways, that's it for this video. Next video will be the unboxing.